Hi fellow tankers, Toaster here with another Ace Tanker replay, this time in the T-10. I don't believe I've featured the T-10 on this channel before. It has a very usable turret, and the turret is nice. The pike nose is okay against lower tiers, but generally against anything your tier and higher, and even some tier 8s, it doesn't work very well. So I try to just show the turret if I can. The cupolas are weak, but they're pretty hard to hit. Just like any Russian tank, it's fairly fast and it's got a very nice gun. It's got a better gun than the IS-7, and I believe, what is it, 258 pen maybe? Yeah, 258 pen and 340 with heat. So let's go ahead and start this replay. And I noticed right off the bat that nobody is going to heavy side, right? And so I saw somebody use this in a replay, this position here, and I thought I would try it out and see if maybe I could support if anybody does actually end up going. And the JPE, shout out to that guy. That guy puts it down this game. And Artie, for whatever reason, decides he's not going to focus this guy. So between him and myself, we hold off a lot of guys, okay? So there is a 50 TP with us, but he does, spoiler, he does die fairly early. And so I'm just trying to get, I was trying to get into a position where I could have the bushes not be clear. But I kind of realize at this range, it's likely that they're not going to see me. So we're just kind of setting up and waiting for shots. It's going to be a little bit before anybody gets here. Yeah, so I really do like this this T-10. It's a little bit hard to use at first, but it is very good. So we notice an IS-3 is there as our first customer. We know there's a Death Star there. And there's also an Object 268, so that's a pretty dangerous combination. And this 50 TP is just not fast enough to get into position. Now there's even a Conqueror up here, so we've missed our first couple of shots. But I mean, it is a heavy. Look at all the guys coming, and I'm just thinking I am going to try my best to make them pay for this territory. And so that's 3 shots, 3 misses, right? But it gets better. So anytime you can keep your gun in the game, and we're able to track this Conqueror up in the air, and I'm hoping, yep, there goes our JPE, gets a shot on him. So I'm just going to take shots that I have at this point, because I do not want that Super Conqueror to push forward. And I think the inexperience of the enemy team is part of what's causing the issue, because the guy fired. Once he fires, just rush him down. You know, he's only 100 meters away. So we're trying to at least get a tank out of the game. And so the IS-3A, unfortunately, is our target now. So I do not know why. I'm not sure why he pushed out, and I don't know why why he kind of didn't show up anymore. So we've gathered a bit of attention, which is okay, but that Super Conqueror is behind the rock, and I believe that I'm unspotted at this point. I believe that he's just firing blind. So I'm waiting for him to fire, because I want to shoot at him as soon as he does. It just like most Russian armor, the side armor on this is a black hole. I do not know why, but it is. So I'm just trying to keep these guys distracted, because we have a huge overmatch here. So if we can hold a bunch of these tanks, at least 2 tier 10s, in check, then we're basically doing our job here. But it's, You know, there's a VKB, there's a 268. We've already killed the IS-3A, and we're able to pick up the Super Pershing, or the Super Conqueror, pardon me. And we've used all standard rounds here. We're up to 2,500 damage. So the beauty of this spot is I can just back down the hill anytime I want, and then I'm unspotted because I'm in bushes. Well, okay, what do I decide to do here? I think maybe I decide it's time to move in. Every time they wait until he's loaded and then pull forward. So to Object 268, we intentionally track him, and he is paying no attention to us whatsoever. I don't know. I thought he was AFK, but apparently not. Look at that shot by the Death Star. Now, if the Death Star had hit me there, it's not the end of the world. And the reason it's not the end of the world is because the Death Star has only had my turret there, right? He was aimed at my turret. So he would have done, you know, 700-800 damage, broken some modules maybe. But at this point it's 9-6 and we're capping. So I decided it's time to move forward, and I asked the JPE to come with me. So I'm not afraid of a Death Star necessarily, as long as I'm hull down. It's when we're not hull down that it bothers me. And he makes a ridiculous mistake and snapshots. And I am counting now the seconds that I have until he's reloaded, because I know his reload's over 20 seconds. And we're able to get by him before that time period expires. And yeah, we're taking some damage from someone else, but my word. And the JPE finishes off the Death Star, and so now we might die. It's highly unlikely, but this JPE is a hero. Look at that. He pushes the guy out of the way where the other tank can't shoot at me. And so I'm letting everybody know where Artie's at. And now we're dipping into our gold rounds, but only because we've gone through all our standard rounds. So now it's just Artie, and we've got 5,000 damage. It stacks up fast. I think this is a 440 alpha gun, and when you're allowed to just fire willy-nilly, you end up getting a lot of damage. And we ammo rack the Type 261, or 212A, I'm sorry. So that is the end of the game with 4 kills and 5,400 damage, so, and a little bit of spotting. So shout out to that JP. I told him I'd put this up on YouTube, so if you're watching out there, leave a comment. Love to hear from you. Thanks again for the great game and excellent carry. Thanks. Okay, here we are at the after action report. Of course, we got Ace Tanker, like I said, high caliber, and we end up getting 5,400 damage, 1,337 base XP, elite, I guess. That JPE 100 ended up with 4,000 damage. I wish I met people like that in my T-10E3 that just sat back and waited for me to reload to pull out. That was insane. So we ended up losing credits because we did have to dip into our premium rounds, and we missed a few shots early. That's no surprise. So 5,450 plus 813, so that's a total of 6,200, and that was on a 2x, so we ended up with 2,600 XP. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you'd like to leave a comment, that'd be great. You can like or dislike the video if you'd like. And let me know if you'd like to see something on the channel in the comments below, and we will catch you on the next one.